And welcome in, Jims and Jimettes, to another exciting edition of No Substitute for Sports. I'm
Ooh.
your host, Nick Johnston. This is episode 27. And yes, Dak Prescott, I believe you when you say that you won't throw 10 interceptions this year because I think you're going to throw about 15 or 20. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to No Substitute for Sports on the Degenerates Network YouTube page. If you're just stumbling upon us, hit that subscribe button only after you hit the like button. And, you don't know, maybe share us around. Tell your friends. Tell your mail carrier. Did I say this one last time? Well, actually, a fun little story about my mail carrier. We'll get to that. Uh, you, you can follow us on Twitter at Degenerates. And every Friday, I go live 1 p.m. Central on twitch.tv/SportsTownShy. No substitute for sports live, cleaning up anything we don't get to here and possibly any breaking news. Either way, check us out anywhere, everywhere. Thank you, as always. Plenty to get to today. It's finally division preview time. We will be breaking down the the NFC East today.
Hmm.
Actually, it's improved over the years, so I can't really say that.
Yeah.
Talking headlines surrounding each team, notable acquisitions and farewells, MVP odds, team totals to make and miss the playoffs, and any other juicy props related to the Giants, Cowboys, Eagles, and Commanders. All coming to you coming up. Next, thoughts on Hopkins signing with the Titans. Finally, some wrestling related news as Don Callis was attacked at AAA 31 and giving flowers to the FTR and Bullet Club gold match that happened. Well, an absolute masterpiece on Collision. All that, tons more in between. But before we get underway, let me introduce to you my co host and friend, the founder and CEO of Fat Cat _ Streams. That's with a Z. Mikey J. Fat Cat, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, man. How about you? It's a good night. The weather's finally good. The air quality's finally better. I was
Yeah, no,
fucked this
on my way
weekend
home
because
from
of it.
work, I rolled down the window and I wasn't, hacking and coughing everywhere. So it was real nice change of pace. Real nice change of pace today.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ready to
no.
get this going, man, as always.
Absolutely. Actually had a quick little one today. Kind of a scary thing, kind of very interesting. I don't know, maybe I'm gotta be careful. The FBI was running around today, running around my neighborhood. You wanna know why?
Why?
Unfortunately, one of the boys in blue, and I'm talking about one of our boys, one of our mail carriers of the postal service, was attacked, robbed, and actually shot at in my neighborhood. Unfortunately, yeah, pretty unfortunate news, pretty crazy. I don't know. Hope it's probably
Was
making
he
its rounds on the.
robbed? Like
Yeah,
he's
I
I
believe
think I
probably.
saw I think I literally saw that on the news
Yeah,
earlier.
so probably of his personal belongings, and I'm most likely thinking of a bunch of packages. But yeah, uh, my we heard a lot of commotion earlier today. I had to drive the girlfriend to work earlier, and we had a lot of extra traffic. And we're like, hey, what's going on? I wonder, and it's sure enough because a lot of blockage. Like I said, the FBI was literally roaming around the area trying to find everything. So maybe you look
That
around on
is
your local TV news and check on probably ABC or I don't know NBC Chicago. Yeah, unfortunate. Like I said, I got to be watching out for our boys in blue, not just the cops, but the postal service, our men and women at the USPS. So crazy, and like I said, yeah, I hope those hooligans, whoever did that, hope they get caught and prosecuted because that's not what are you doing? What's the benefit there? I don't get it.
who the fuck is doing that in that town, man? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's getting scary. I don't like it. I'm not feeling it. It's not the same. Not the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I said, just nuts. Uh,
I mean,
uh
obviously, I mean, I don't know if was he hurt or was he
I'm
actually.
not to be honest, haven't really checked in on the full details. I had a very busy day. So like I said, I wish I did the due diligence, but I did not. I mean all the hope and the if you do, you get the prayers going to them, all the hope and pray. So just keep them in your thoughts, whoever it was, and then like I said, just so those hooligans gotta. I hope they gotta get caught. The law will come down
Yeah,
and bring it to you. That's nuts. Very nuts. Like I said, just a
yeah,
crazy thing to hear in this morning. And like I said, on my way home, I'm like, well, no wonder it was such a busy morning. So yeah.
that's crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah. I wish I had a better transition, but in other
It's
news,
just crazy. We were over at our parents earlier today, and I think like we literally saw a story about River Grove, and my dad was like, "Look, it's River Grove," and it's just crazy. Like I can't believe that something like that would happen there. It's insane.
yeah, it's yeah, they got yeah, it's unfortunate, very unfortunate. So I guess on we go, and just I don't know, those Mary carriers. They gotta. I would let them have a gun. Let them have a gun. Let them
Yeah,
go
they
protect
need some
themselves.
sort of protection
Yeah,
or
this is
something.
insane. Or some barbed wire on top of the truck. Yeah, yeah, not too good.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's horrible.
yeah, well, like I said, I gotta just like I said, easier way to transition to some stuff. Per usual, I'm 5 years late on stuff. Just wanted to talk and mention that I'm watching Succession. Just binge watched the first season. I would highly recommend. And we were talking earlier just how like HBO they're hitting 1,000. They're batting 1,000 for their shows that they just bang out with. So it's like I said, I'm 5 years too late. I know the season literally just ended this year, the final season. It was so good. We finished the first season in 2 days. Can't wait to keep
Wow.
going. So there you go. Succession. I
How
know
many
other
episodes is that?
10, I think they got 10 per season, and they got 4 seasons. So right around there you go. Quick math. You got 40 on the agenda. And we just like I said, we just batted it out the first season. It was good. It was quality television. I'm already looking forward to watching it again.
Hmm.
Speaking of other TV, other appetizers on the agenda, the TV show on Prime Video. I know we got some battling head-to-head competing streaming platforms and whatnot between HBO and Amazon, but we watch all the television, we watch all the streaming platforms. And the
Yeah, give
boys
me
got
it
the
all.
spinoff, something called oh, excuse me, frog in my throat, Gen V, and then they're also coming out with that's coming out in September. And how about this Call of Duty crossover? Can you tell me anything, everything you know about both those things I just said? Lay it on me.
Yeah, I know that the Gen V show is just mainly going to be about like high school people with superpowers. They're like
Okay.
training in high school, so it's going to
So
be, I
it'll be
guess,
like
like
Sky High, the old Disney show, but it's not gonna,
a
or the old
mature
Disney
version
movie,
of
but it's not
that.
gonna suck.
That's a good interpretation, actually. It'll probably be something similar to that, but yeah, way more R-rated. And
Yeah.
so it should be fun. I like the boys, so I'll definitely check it out. And there will be cameos for sure. Like Homelander will be in there and shit. So you already know they'll do stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll be
Um,
cool.
I honestly don't know if it's before or like I don't know if it's like before the boys or I don't know what time it takes place in, but guess I should have looked into that more. But we'll figure that stuff
It's
out
worth
when
the
it comes
mystery.
out.
it's worth a little tease here. Sometimes like it's like some movies that we go into. You don't need to know everything. Just
That's true.
enjoy the ride. You just know
That's very true.
you're gonna get a nice cup of tea with this Gen V show. So yeah, I'm not too worried about the timeline of it. It's gonna be its own thing anyway. So
Give me all the boys' content and give me this content because they added these three into Warzone, it's I mean, and they added superpowers in Warzone right
yeah,
now. It's just
that's what seemed actually pretty cool. I considered it, but I was like, oh man, is the 200 megabyte download worth
yeah.
resetting up my Call of Duty? So I don't know. I'll have to see, but more
Luckily,
power
I
to
still
you.
had mine downloaded, so I was like, "Well, I gotta hop back on for the boys." So I got the Homelander one, and they all got their own guns and finishers and shit. I was just running around the map as Homelander, like doing my finisher. I was just trying to get behind as many people as possible. He just disintegrates them with his laser eyes. It's
Oh, that's
so awesome.
hilarious. Oh
So
my
yeah, I was just
god.
trying to piss people off. You hear them for the brief like 5 seconds after you kill someone. They're like, "What the?" It's always one of my favorite things with Warzone, but it's pretty cool. I feel like they should have maybe like I don't know. I feel like Butcher maybe should have been in here or something.
Mm.
Who cares about Black
Well, I
Noir?
mean, it makes sense considering he wields a gun, but yeah, I mean, of all the characters, yeah, he doesn't even
Like
talk.
Yeah, we want Butcher or
You won't even see. I mean, maybe it's a spoiler for those who haven't caught it just yet. So take this lightly. I mean, you wouldn't even probably see the best part of his thing when he would like interprets everything with the cartoon characters.
there
So
is one thing that's pretty cool with his finisher. When he does his finisher to someone, the little like squirrel pops up out of their body and
okay, there you go. I
it
spoke too soon.
explodes into
Spoke too
blood.
soon. That's actually worth it for me. I think that checks the box right there. And of course, Starlight.
She just does her she wow. The Starlight's cool, but I
Yeah.
mean Homelander's the best one. So
it it's gonna be really confusing and like for us, like we like the show and so we're gonna like this Call of Duty. For others, they're probably saying my Call of Duty's turning into Fortnite, or it's just
exactly.
you just got to get into the show. Maybe just I think, and I'm sure there's two different modes. There's probably
I
still
was gonna say
traditional
it's
mode.
specific. It's only a specific mode you have to play to do the
Okay.
superpowers.
So
So
yeah, before everyone types on their computer, this is Fortnite. This and even Fortnite isn't even Fortnite anymore from what the last time I've checked in. So I mean that was 4 or 5 years ago at this point. So
yeah,
yeah,
there's always gonna be the people like that, and yeah, I've seen that for sure. Like they're ruining Call of Duty with superpowers. It's like just have some fun,
yeah.
man. It's
Why not? I
something
mean
different.
that's what the if you really want to have the full experience, join the army. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Uh That seems pretty cool. And again, yeah, Gen V in September, this Call of Duty crossover, however it may be, yeah, different skins, different guns, skins, and then using this Gen V as to gain a superpower. Is there different superpowers? Is there, or is there just
I think it's like
I
you
saw
can have
people so you can jump
laser
really high.
eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
you can jump really high, and there's like electroshocks that you can do, and there's
Okay.
something else. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw a clip of someone using the laser eyes, and there was just like a bunch of people running into a building, and he's just killing all of them with the laser eyes. I was like, that's so awesome.
That's fantastic content. I don't care who you are. That's quality. I mean, yeah. Even if you don't like recognize the show or watching, be like, oh, it's just yeah. I got laser eyes. I'm Superman. I can run around and just fuck shit up.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
awesome.
it just seems all the best. I don't know. Again, if you're hating on it, I don't know. Put on something else. Play some other thing. So play another game.
Very fun.
I got a couple quick appetizers to scroll through. Did you? I mean, I don't know if you did, if you caught wind of it, maybe. Steph Curry wasn't too pleased at how he won this little golfing matchup. This scream heard round the world. Uh, yeah, I guess I would just no real new take, but yeah, it's a bum rap when I guess when you win how you're supposed to win, and it's just a charity event at the end of the day, so nothing too crazy, but yeah, Curry still had to put in a pretty far eagle putt to win the whole entire matchup, so I don't know, different feelings all which way. Of course, the guy the guy that did the scream, he was found and he was interviewed after. He's like, "Yeah, I had money on Curry to win." So I mean, I guess I appreciate the honesty, my dude, but not a good
Someone's
look.
okay, so someone yelled during his shot or
So
something.
someone yelled against the guy that he was tied with Curry.
Oh,
He was
okay.
essentially, I think he was
So the
tied.
guy messed up because of the
Oh yeah,
guy
on his
yelled.
backswing, he yelled. He purposely yelled like something. I don't know, just to mess up his swing. And a lot of people were upset. The crowd, obviously the hitter, Curry himself. Like it doesn't feel right to win that way. I suppose. Uh, I don't know, but if you're all doing that, there's been a ton of uh a ton of things that have been thrown out there to like, oh, should they have just redone the shot? Because again, it's just a charity event. It's just an exhibition at
Yeah.
the end of the day. Or I don't know, do you just split it no matter what? I don't know. It's just at the end of the day, it's just a really shitty thing done by a pretty shitty person. No matter what way you put it, I don't know. It's kind of a tough break. Do you have anything on that really quick?
Yeah, I mean that's bogus as hell. I've been golfing lately, so I know don't fuck with my shot. And
There you
also
go.
I saw Curry hit a hole in one that tournament, which
Oh
was
yeah,
fucking
that's right.
awesome.
Yeah, big time shop. So I mean that little matchup, whoever was keeping up with that, I know that's it's a very popular little tournament with the whoever, like you got some celebrities in there, you got some pretty good golfers in
I
there as
think
well.
Aaron Rodgers was there.
Yeah, Travis Kelce was in there as well. Patrick Mahomes came back in there as well too. Yeah, so it seems like it's pretty fun, pretty action packed day. Night, yeah, for I mean, it's been a little lax as of late, like, just coming back from the All-Star break, and you just had about not even a full week of baseball. Surprisingly, we got to go back and say we were wrong. We predicted a sweep for Atlanta.
Yeah.
Sox take 2 out of 3, but they followed up going to New York, and they just got spanked right now. So nothing's final, but it's still looking at, I think last time I checked, 11-4 was the current score. So not good, not good, not good. Either way, scream heard around the world. Curry's pissed. I don't know.
You win, Curry.
He still won on
You
a pretty.
win.
All he does is win. Honestly, like what? Like he hasn't stopped. It's unbelievable, and like I was thinking about this, and I really, I hate, like, maybe it's just the TV and everything is just how ESPN has made me think, just being wrap myself around in all this sports talk all the time. I'm like, everyone says, LeBron, like he's just good at basketball. I don't know what else he's like. I don't know. Is he that talented in something else? I'm probably being
Mm.
naive and put it, but like you know Jordan's a good golfer. He's a fucking phenomenal golfer. He's a good gambler too. Maybe not a good gambler, but he's also like the greatest basketball player of all time, arguably. Same thing with like Curry. He's multi-champion, multi-time MVP, and then he still has enough time to go out and be a scratch golfer. Like he's fucking great. And then same thing. I mean, you can argue Pat Mahomes. Like, what does what does LeBron do besides make cringe movies and
Hmm.
other like not good content on TV? Like he thinks he's a host. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be a hater. I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other day.
I never really see LeBron doing any of that sort of stuff.
He's not a good actor. He's not a good actor. I
No,
don't know.
I'm
He's put himself in too much. Not again. Not just hating on the Space Jam, but him being in that that fucking oh Jesus, Amy Schumer, Bill Hader movie. Wasn't good in that. He's cringing his TikToks. He's awful in the Taco Tuesday commercial. Space Jam 2 is an abortion. I mean, what else do we want to say? It's just I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I just got all of the negativity, but that's okay. You just enjoy it while you can. That's what I was also trying to think. Just really appreciate Curry, like, cause it's just phenomenal. You still got prime Curry on the basketball court, and you're getting prime Curry on the golf course, I suppose too. So
enjoy it.
enjoy. You
He
can
can
also
do it all.
yeah, you can also enjoy some Blake Martinez cards, some Pokemon cards if you're into that thing. Blake's Breaks. By the way, what a name for that. Former linebacker in the NFL. I believe he was on the Raiders, if for a couple years, maybe the Giants. Blake Martinez retired a few years back, and he's now made 11.5 million, not from NFL, but from Pokemon cards. His Blake's Breaks, racking up the dough, doing basically everything the YouTubers are doing, cracking open cards, selling, buy, trade, doing everything they can. I think that's just cool. It's just one of those things that just shows me that, like, one, you gotta know what you're doing when it comes to stuff like this, and two, if you have some sort of wherewithal and you save up and do everything, life after the NFL probably ain't that bad. So he's still keeping up, still being competitive in that sense. Keep trying to break the market and whatnot with his Pokemon cards. So
Hmm.
I think it's still cool. Like I said, I'm stacked. I'm sitting on a couple piles of wrestling cards and baseball cards right in front of my face right now. So it's just fun little card news. And then thinking about that, you got I think the national convention that's coming up in a couple. I think that might actually be this weekend, this next weekend. So very fun. That'll be something to do. I might Do I bring maybe make some content, or we just maybe just I've been breaking the packs on the live show. Maybe I gotta get something, maybe get a hobby box for the live show or something. Either way, I don't know, just talking cards, talking Blake's breaks. Anything on Blake's breaks? I know you're not a Pokemon guy, but just the idea of life outside the NFL. I don't know.
Yeah, congrats to Blake Martinez, former Packer, led the
Oh, there you
league in
go.
tackles when he was on the Packers. He was a very great player. I was upset when they let him go, but I'm happy that he's cooking in this Pokemon market now. So he's made like $11.3 million since he's been doing it or some shit I saw. So
Yep, that was the number. Hopefully, I didn't say billion because it's just 11.5 million. Either way, that's wheeling and dealing with Pokemon cards. Like I said, only like 2-3 years removed from the league. Maybe he was on the Raiders in my franchise league. That's probably why I got mixed up. So yeah, for sure the Packers, for sure the Giants. I don't maybe the Raiders. I gotta know. I gotta do
got
those
him
NFL
flip flop.
immaculate grids. Yeah, I gotta start doing those and see if that'll work with him if that ever comes up. So God, they're so fun, so much
Oh
fun.
yeah, those are cool.
Last one, really quick, before we dive into our NFC East breakdown preview for the starting off the divisions. We'll also be spinning to decide who we talk about next week. The Undertaker is doing a one man show, a one dead man show. Ha ha ha. See what you did there. November 9th in Indianapolis, Indiana. I think I think it's worth it. I think it might be worth the road trip, boys. Head on over there, crack a couple
It's
brewskis, and
only
go see the
there.
dead man. It's only there. What? What's up?
Is it? I thought it was like, is it like a not a tour or something? He's
He
only gonna
might
be
be
there.
doing a tour. He might be. I'll have to definitely look into some details, but I thought I seen there was one in Nashville. Someone put in the comments. So there's like, oh, I saw it there. It was good. Hoobity hoppity. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the road trip, and then you got that Hard Rock Casino out there as well.
Hmm.
So that's not the worst thing to go do. So a little roadie, little road trip with the boys or something crazy to go see the dead man. I'll probably talk about. Hopefully, no one wastes their time and asks about the Hell in a Cell. Or is like, did you like throwing still Mick Foley off the Hell in a Cell? He's like, no, I thought I killed somebody that day.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, either way, sounds like a lot of fun. Talk, talking to the dead man. I mean, I don't know what the show actually would entail. He's probably gonna do a little one, maybe a little Q&A at the end of whatever he actually does. So seems pretty cool to me. I don't know, maybe even a signing. I don't know. We'll meet the dead man, talking smack with the dead man. He's probably bigger in person. Uh,
Probably.
he's enormous. You just scared away a shark. I know
Yeah, I
that one.
saw
I know that
that.
one viral over the week. Yeah, I know. Like I said, we were talking about that. Look, we're considering it, and then yeah, if we look into details, maybe we'll come. Maybe to come to the Chicagoland area. It'd probably be a smart thing to do. Head on over here. He could sell it. He could sell it the Allstate, just him talking this shit. But I know it's probably be a small little arena or small little venue. Either way, dead man walking. One, one dead man show. I just
We'll
saw
be
someone's.
walking.
I saw a TikTok. I was gonna send it to you guys, but I was like, I'll just bring it up later. So, so whenever someone's doing their first promo, he's like, I'm gonna kick all your asses, and whoever comes out next is the biggest bitch ever. And it's just they dong, and it's like it's the Undertaker music. Like, yeah, I figured that's what it was gonna be. It happened every time, poor guy, whoever it may be.
Oh,
I'm
he's
just, I'm just rambling at this point right now. If you're good on appetizers, good on everything we just mentioned, we can finally dive in, talk some pigskin, talk some NFL, NFC East breakdown. We still got some NFL other news and notes to get into afterward a little bit, but want to focus on our preview. This is what we'll be doing these next 8 weeks now. This is the next, yeah. We got 8 more Sundays till NFL kicks off. We got the Thursday night game coming up, of course. That's basically how the run of the mill of the show go. We'll be breaking it. We'll be previewing everything, all the games from Thursday through Sunday, and then like I said, that's why we don't do it on Monday. We're coming back off the off the cusp of it. So it'll be good recapping, previewing just about every single week, giving you odds, giving you our thoughts. I don't know, everything Bears and unfortunately Packers preview and breakdowns, everything in between. God, it's so much better when NFL is back and involved, and can't wait. But like I said, we'll be doing each division until kickoff comes Sunday. So take her in, strap her down. We're talking NFC East headlines, questions, news, notes. Let me get my phone so I can bring up the standings from last year, how these teams all finished, what were the storylines from everything, and what all went down. So let's see. The NFC East, of course, consists of the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Commanders. The Eagles, they finished 14-13 in the regular season. They lost in the Super Bowl, of course, with what was Jalen? No, I think Patrick Mahomes was MVP in the regular season, but close runner up in Jalen Hurts. A lot we're saying, so a lot to be looking forward to in that. It'll be like I said, I'll be going over some notable ad drops as well. The Dallas Cowboys finished 12-5. Little disappointing as they did not make it out of the wild card. The Giants actually made it farther than they did, getting stomped in the NFC Championship game. If I'm recalling correctly, they lost the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
The New York Giants finished 9-7-1, and then the Commanders finished 8-8-1, which at one point, was it? No, that was the year before, where it was, even though these teams had tied multiple times, even the Commanders could have won, but at no real point. I think at one point everyone had the lead in this division, but the Commanders were definitely one of these things that are not like the other. But very close. We'll be looking to dive in soon. So headlines, questions for this year. Let me see. Starting with the Eagles. For me, simply, can they replicate their 2022 performance in the slightest?
That's the question.
Yeah. All the odds makers, everything in between. They have the Eagles as favorite to win the NFC once more. They have them most likely favorite to be in the Super Bowl with. I think they just have it as a rematch with the Chiefs and the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. But outright, they're second to win the NFC, to win the entire league, to win the Super Bowl in general. I think I have the odds later on down in my notes. But yeah, that's definitely, like I said, between that, I'm just thinking of more. Just can Jalen Hurts be MVP caliber again? Actually, maybe break the threshold and get an MVP nod. Yeah, I can go through my other ones. Just the Cowboys. Let's see the questions or headlines for them that I wrote down. I think all eyes are going to be on Dak Prescott this year. You got Zeke out. Pollard isn't, I don't think Pollard's a big, he's great. He's great because we can pay attention to fantasy, but outside looking in, people that don't know, that don't pay attention like that, they're not really going to know Tony Pollard when it comes to big names. So as good as he isn't big enough for the spotlight, isn't a big enough name for spotlight and a focus right there. And can CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks they're there to lend a hand, but all focus will be on Dak Prescott and his performance week in and week out. He's going to get a lot of pressure and a lot of I think, like I said, a lot of the headlines are going to be solely focused on him every week, on every day. On first take is most likely going to be, how did Dak Prescott do this week? How did how the Cowboys' performance will affect LeBron James? Just stuff like that. But I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the big thing. So a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes going to be on Dak Prescott. Can he live up to any expectation that anyone sets? I don't know. Let's see. Paying Daniel. Let me see. The Giants. Paying Daniel Jones was a slap in the face to Saquon. Does this Barkley situation get solved anywhere before the season begins? Of course, we'll be talking later on about the running back situation. If it does, depending on when or how can this affect the beginning of the season? So a lot of question marks there. Of course, there's going to be a lot of question marks of just performance on the field, but we'll get to that as well. Commanders, finally for me, the distractions off the field, I feel, will once again overshadow anything that goes on the field. The ownership blackmail emails, the scandal, everything that went on with Dan Snyder, the selling the team issues, those will all be looked at. Everything that's on the field will be overlooked because of that. So that's all going to be the headlines for me. Any question marks, anything that you had on these teams, or like anything you wanted to piggyback on, or maybe you had some answers to any of my questions.
Um, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, I mean, I feel like the Eagles and the Cowboys are again going to be like the top two teams. I mean, the Commanders, they are going to, yeah, like you said, there's going to just be such a distraction. Their team is just horrible.
I mean, yeah, just don't put it lightly. They're going to be a dumpster fire. Whether you're going to have a few notable fantasy names, of course, Terry McLaurin will be consistent. Brian Robinson Jr. will be taking a lot of leagues as well. But for anyone that like thinks that Sam Howell is just going to dominate, or I mean, they have Jacoby Brissett now as they just added them as a backup. Like that team is just a non-factor. So honestly, for Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys fans, you're probably like feeling a little bit better. Like, all right, this is a 3-team division. Like, I really don't have to worry about the Commanders in any sort of sense.
Oh, not at all. And yeah, the Giants, I mean, they've got a decent team and they proved it last season, but yeah, it's again, can the Giants be able to replicate what they did last season? Because they had a pretty decent season, and I mean they did make the playoffs, didn't they?
Yes,
This year? Yeah,
and they made it
so
farther than the Cowboys did. They actually ended up beating the Vikings in I love that was actually my game of the year. They were big underdogs. I hammered the Giants. We said we're taking the money line, we're taking the spread, we're taking the first quarter, we're taking took everything. Ba-bing. That game was money. Loved it. Loved it.
Vikings
Fine.
are
Fuck the
always
Vikings.
frauds when it
Fuck
comes
the
to when it
Vikings.
matters.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
honestly.
yeah, so it's like I feel like the Cowboys have a very good chance to outplay the Eagles this year, but we'll just have to see how it goes because it can really go either way. The Eagles definitely are one of the best teams in the NFC. Then they didn't lose anybody really, so they're going to be just as dominant if they I mean they should be. So
Didn't really lose anybody and got younger, the Eagles did, adding DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Marcus Mariota as a backup to Jalen Hurts so they can run basically a similar offense if, God forbid, Jalen Hurts is to go down. But drafting Jalen Carter and another slew of Georgia Bulldogs. So they're still young. Ended up also extending Jalen Hurts for 5 years, and just an added bonus on my side because I used to bet on him for anytime touchdowns at like plus 2,200 every week. Alamide Zacchaeus, he'll probably be like a wide receiver 5, 6, or 7, but Alamide Zacchaeus added to the Eagles roster. On the Cowboys
yeah,
end, Brandon Cooks being a solid wide receiver. We can see if he can actually get some more consistency. He's been uh, almost similar to DeAndre Hopkins in the sense that he's solid, he's consistently open, he's there, he's reliable, and he just had just shit quarterbacks throw to him through basically his entire career. Never really can catch a break on that side. So I guess I'm just giving him shit at the beginning of this with my whole throwing more than 10 interceptions in Dak Prescott, but better than most. I would rather have Dak Prescott throwing to me than what Bailey Zappi last year of when Brandon Cooks was on the Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. So seems right. Seems better to me. Again, I don't have the full detail. I don't remember exactly. I think Tony Pollard signed, but not he up until now hasn't really signed his franchise tag. Think
yeah.
about that. They lost Zeke, but traded for a 5th-round pick and got Stephon Gilmore, trading away a 5th-round pick and receiving Stephon Gilmore. So former defensive player of the year. I mean, we just had just on the Colts not too long ago.
That's right.
And there you go on for the Cowboys. So a pretty solid name right there. Giants missed out on a slew of wide receivers, in the draft this year. Piled on top of that, ended up cutting Kenny Galladay. They extended Dexter Lawrence, extending Daniel Jones, potentially losing Saquon and all of that, but added Paris Campbell and then Darren Waller. Darren Waller, former Oakland Raider. See, I don't how are we feeling about Darren Waller in any of this?
I feel like he'll be a big upgrade from the tight end that they had with I forgot what his name it was. I don't even remember, but yeah, I mean he's gonna help the offense a lot. With Saquon Barkley and him, and I mean the wide receivers are definitely going to be an issue, but it will at least help to have another presence like him on the offense.
Yeah. Thinking they had Kadarius Toney just earlier than in the year last year, and then they ended up trading him to Kansas City. They probably wish they held on to him maybe a little bit longer because that would have been a nice little name to still have. But yeah, having Darius Slayton as potentially your number one, I don't know. That's not the best thing. I think obviously Darren Waller will probably be wide receiver number one, option number one, but yeah, I mean that maybe even still behind Saquon, but they got to still figure that out. We'll get to
Yeah.
that. Nothing really too much on the Commander side. They extended Darren Payne, so good for him, but they ended up cutting and releasing J.D. McKissick, but added Jacoby Brissett, like I mentioned earlier. So if all goes wrong with their rookie decisions that they've had, they can rely on one of Madden's underdog. Every time, like I said, this was an ongoing joke. Maybe is in other people's leagues too. That for some reason, for whatever reason, if you just let franchises just go and just let them go by themselves, Jacoby Brissett ends up being top 5 in MVP voting just about every single year, at least in the last couple of Maddens that I've had. So he's a dog. uh, I don't think there's any between maybe Darren Waller going to the Giants, DeAndre Swift going to the Eagles, Jalen Carter being drafted by the Eagles, and then Brandon Cooks to the Cowboys. Those are probably the big notable names to definitely highlight and to pay attention to throughout this year. Was there anything on those names really quick?
No.
Okay,
I'm good.
gotcha. Just want to make sure. Yeah, like I said, we got that MVP odds to maybe take a crack at, to take a look at. Like I said, we've got probably odds from different sites and different sports books. I'll just be upright. I got this off DraftKings, so maybe one of the better ones. Even though my sponsors for Bet Rivers, bit.ly/ no sub bets. Go ahead and sign up if you can. I don't even know if it works or anything. I haven't even talked to Richie in a long time. Hey Richie, if you're watching, how you doing? Send me a text. How you feeling? Uh, but let's see. Got some odds for you. MVP odds. Jalen Hurts, fourth overall at plus 1100. Pretty, it's not the worst flyer. Pretty solid odds right now. Probably one of the better times to throw one of these futures in. You're not going to get a better time, especially when the season begins. For the Cowboys, I see Dak Prescott, 11th overall, plus 2,000. Daniel Jones, plus 5,000. Then it gets a little hairy after this. Commanders, Sam Howell at plus 10,000. And then names at plus 15,000 include Micah Parsons, AJ Brown, CD Lamb. But, it's basically a donation. Hasn't been an MVP that hasn't been a quarterback in the last 10, 15, 20 years. I mean, probably since Adrian Peterson. And then at plus 20,000, we see Saquon Barkley. I mean, maybe Barkley. That would be just to maybe have that chip on his shoulder. It's just maybe a $5 fly right there. Any odds right there, just peeking out at you. They're like, hey, that's worth $5. That's worth a $10 donation right there.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. You said Barkley is plus 20,000. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Those are, I mean, that's great odds, but I don't know if it's realistic.
Oh no,
May
never really something like that. But I mean, he would have to go absolutely crazy. He would have to have lead the league in just about everything, and he can. That's the thing. He can lead the league and probably in scrimmage yards, probably in total touchdowns, if not rushing touchdowns for sure. The possibilities are there for Barkley, but then there's always the idea of him staying healthy throughout the entire season. So I understand why the odds are what they are. It's kind of chalky, of course, having taken the fourth favorite overall, but Jalen Hurts at that price isn't the worst. I'm assuming, but also if you're under that umbrella, if you truly believe in Dak Prescott that he'll turn around, plus 2,000 isn't the worst. But of course,
mm,
gamble responsibly. I'm not going to sit there and tell you who to take. Pretty good odds, pretty decent. I would of course stay clear of.
just avoid the Commanders,
Yeah, avoid
please.
anything anywhere on the Commanders. Boy, oh boy. On some team total wins, over under, some predictions that we have possibly. Uh, however you're thinking, I can give you at least the odds of what I'm taking on my side of things. Maybe I can start off with you. I have the Eagles at 11 and a half games. What are you thinking? How you feeling at 11 and a half as it seems to be the base, like I said, for the Eagles, over under 11 and a half games.
Over.
Over. Why are you feeling over?
I mean, I feel like they'll be just as dominant as they were last year, if not better. So I all think the over's plus money for them. So if you want the over, take the over.
Yeah. Let's see. It is plus money. I have the under, or it might be like minus 105, plus 100 right now, depending on what sports book. I'm going to lean towards the under 11 and a half. I'll tell you why. Even though they got two games that they don't have any odds set, and then they're favored in every single game besides three. Two games, no odds are set, and then with the other game, they're playing the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, and so they're only 3.5 point dogs. I'm gonna go 11 and a half because there's still a couple. There's too many competitive slash toss up games compared to last year. Last year they had not even arguably statistically they had the easiest schedule per win for winning percentage or whatever,
That's
however they
true.
determine that. So they breezed through the season pretty substantial, pretty easily, honestly. Uh, but compared to this one, they're supposed to get a harder schedule, and they get some doozies back to back to back. I'm talking, even though they're probably I would think they're gonna take care of them at home. They have the Cowboys, followed by the Chiefs, then the Bills, then the Niners, then they play the Cowboys again, and then they play the Seattle Seahawks, which I think might be a sleeper team. We'll get to that when we talk about the NFC West. And then get a little lax in their last three games of the season are the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants. But that stretch of games right in the middle is excuse me. I'll even take it a step further. They have the Jets, the Eagles, a little easier than the Commanders. Then it would be the Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Eagles, Seahawks. Boy, like I said, all a little later in the season. I think their bye week might be right in the middle. It's a nice little thing, but it's tough. It's gonna be much tougher than last year. I mean, I can't say only, but they squeaked out 14 wins against statistically the easiest schedule. It's not going to be way under, but I think right there, they're just going to be just a little too close for me. So I'm going to say under 11 and a half wins.
That's very reasonable with the explanation. So
Yeah, like I said, that's just what I was looking at. Like they pretty nice start to the season. They could start off 5-0 potentially. They get the Patriots easy, the Vikings. Arguably probably going to be a little easy at home in Philadelphia, so that might be a little bit rougher. And a Thursday night, they get the Buccaneers, who they're going to be god awful. Then the Commanders, and then the Rams. So that first 5 weeks, pretty solid. They'll get a nice idea of what that team is to be, and then that's when it gets the Jets, Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys, Chiefs stretch. I'm not going to go through all those teams again.
Yeah.
um,
That's definitely tougher than last season. So
Without a doubt. Well, that's what, yeah. I mean, it pays, it helps to get into the Super Bowl and whatnot, but then, if you don't win it, you still get the Super Bowl like schedule to come next year. So you get cooked a little bit.
hmm.
Um, let's see. Cowboys. I see the Cowboys at 9.5 seems to be the base for me. What are you thinking on the Cowboys? Over under 9.5 wins.
Over.
You're thinking over. Why are you thinking that?
I think that they'll be the two best teams in this division for sure, and I think the Cowboys will be just as good as the Eagles. And then again, they've added decent players like Brandon Cooks and Stephon Gilmore, and I feel like they're just Dak Prescott. I mean, he's had. We all know he's had his issues, but maybe this can be a season where he figures it out. So I know the Cowboys always blow it, but I feel like maybe it will be different for them this year. So I'll take the over on them.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I don't know if you talking that way makes me want to change my idea a little bit. However, just for the sake of me, like I said, I wrote these notes the other day. I'm gonna stick with it. I counted 8 wins, so I'm gonna go with the under at 9.5. Go plus 140 on that. I simply accounted to what you said earlier. They do end up blowing it, so I would say underperforming, maybe a lack of talent, and the idea that I said earlier, maybe Dak Prescott cracks under the pressure. I don't know. I think that's some idea, but I mean, there's still the potential. I wouldn't completely rule it out. Like you just said, Brandon Cooks, that's gonna be a nice, very nice compliment to CD Lamb. Uh, their tight ends are actually locked down, pretty solid, pretty reliable targets right there. And your tight end is always open. And then hopefully they figure out the running back situation. That'll be what's to come, of course. But I don't know. Like I said, when the report card in front of me says they'll crack, that's the only thing that it tells me. I don't know. Uh, Let me see. The Giants. I have the Giants. They're lingering around 7.5. It seems to be the base. What are you thinking? Oh,
I was cutting out a little.
yeah. It says my Wi-Fi seems to be a little unstable. So I don't know if you caught me. Did
I
you?
was talking about the Giants, right?
Yeah,
So 7.5
yeah.
under.
You got under. Why you
Yeah,
got under? I think I
these
think we flip flopped each one. We got the opposite on every single one so far.
these next two I'm gonna go with under just for the fact that I went with over on the other two, I think, but I'm gonna go under on here. I mean, I can't say over on all three of them because they're gonna play each other twice in the year, so I don't know. They're probably not all gonna get over those amount of wins, but yeah, 7.5 is pretty low. I'm
Yeah.
gonna just go with under just because I said it originally, but yeah.
No, that
Um,
makes sense. That makes sense. Like I said, I'm counting 9 wins, so I'm going with over at plus 100, make a little bit of money right there, hopefully. Uh, I wrote them off completely last season. They got now it would be matching the same amount of wins that they had last year in 9, so it's not like they're bouncing off the walls, jumping for joy for 9-7 season. But if it wasn't really for the Eagles, basically their utter dominance, they could have made could have made some whirlwind and actually done something, but maybe another year with this program. I guess maybe Daniel Jones a little bit happier, but like I said, I can be completely wrong. Maybe I'm just smoking on some hopium and reading too much Giants stuff, reading too much New York content. Either way, but I think we do agree. 6.5 games for the Commanders. That seems to be
under.
the base, and yeah, under 6.5 at minus 120.
That's
Yeah,
something I'm most confident in. I bet on that.
yeah, honestly, they're not looking good in any sort of way. There's too many questions around the QB position, and like I mentioned earlier, the distractions off the field. It's gonna be pretty bad. It's gonna be pretty bad and take away a lot of the things that go on the field. So, not looking good for the Commanders. Like I said, I think that was the only one we seemed to agree upon at under 6.5 games right there. So, I guess if I know we're not going to make it into a big competition, but we can still keep score. We can maybe just keep a mental check of who said what. Like, you were wrong on the Giants. You were wrong on I was right on the Cowboys or whatever, something like that. Yeah, let's keep it fun. We'll keep it light. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll write down in my notes which one I said.
Yeah, there you go. Just keep it. Yeah, we got many ways to keep record. Let's see. We actually probably maybe should have started off with this, but the division winner, the outright division winner odds. It starts off with the Eagles at minus 135. They're actually, like I said, second favorite to win the Super Bowl at plus 650. Favorite to win the conference at plus 250 if you're interested in that. So just things to consider. Minus 135 to win the division. Cowboys plus 190 to win the division. Giants plus 900. And we're not worth mentioning, but Cowboys plus 1600 to win. I think the correct answer is the Eagles. I think the correct flyer might be the Giants at plus 900, just to throw maybe a fiver on there or something, just to have some fun. Like I said, don't break the bank, don't do anything crazy.
To win the division.
To win the division, just to, like I said, what I never want to be like this, but if Jalen Hurts goes down, what's really Marcus Mariota going to take over that squad and lead them through a Super Bowl caliber? If he goes down in that stretch of games, they're losing all of those games with Marcus Mariota at the helm. So that's just my idea.
Reasonable.
Dak Prescott's in a similar fashion. Even if he's still there and he loses all his talent around him, similar thing. I mean, they're probably not going to do all that well. Daniel Jones has basically the same squad, hasn't gotten any better, hasn't gotten any worse, but hasn't really gotten any better. And just every time I get frustrated, I see that he's still out there and doing something. So I don't know. Maybe it's like I said, no stats on it, just me thinking out loud. Plus 900. I'll throw a fiver. I'll throw $10 on it. Why not? Just to have some fun. What were you thinking? Like I said, I think the Eagles are the correct answer. That's the chalk answer, of course, but the Giants might be the flyer. What were you thinking?
I like Cowboys, but I
Like the
don't know if
Cowboys at plus 190.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that makes that. Yeah, you've been talking the Cowboys up. You got them going.
I
Like I
know
said,
that they're I guess it's not too high of odds, but if you're a Cowboys fan or you like them too,
hey,
you
plus
want to
money's
ride with
plus
it.
money. I'll take that every time. See that plus sign. I'll take
I'm
that.
sorry. Oh my goodness, this is insane.
What what
The
happened?
just the White Sox is 10-11 right now.
Ooh,
They have a guy on third with 2 outs. Benintendi just oh my god. I
come on,
cannot believe this.
come on now.
I had a
Let's see.
big free bet tonight on the
Yes, he
White Sox.
did.
I thought that they were completely fucked. So if you've ever seen me this podcast, maybe I'm been kind of looking to the side or it's just been watching this game. I cannot. I didn't want to cut you off, but this is just
No,
insane.
that's worth it. That's what we're
It's
all about here,
fucking
baby.
Tim Anderson. There's someone on third. He just needs a single to tie it.
Come on, baby. And that's all we need. Let's see. If you're good on that, we got to make or miss the playoffs. You can, like I said, you can pay attention. I'll keep
I've
going.
got the odds here too for
Okay, for sure. You
these.
can, maybe they might be different from the one that you looked at. I think you looked at FanDuel. I looked at
Yeah,
DraftKings. To be honest, to be fair, I tried to look at all these odds on Bet Rivers. The only thing that was available was division winner odds, and they weren't as good as DraftKings. So I just wanted to give you the better odds. I feel like I would love to be a company man, but I also want to be a man of the people. So we got to give the people the best odds. Uh,
give the people what they want.
exactly. Let's see. To miss the playoffs, I have the Eagles. Yes, to make the playoffs, minus 425. No, plus 340. So unless you're thinking utter catastrophe, you might not be making any cash right there with a minus 425. I think you can do the division winner parlays. So maybe you can do something like that. And maybe a little bit of a chalky one right there. But or excuse me, not division winner, to make can you do a make miss part play? I don't
I
know.
think so. I think they said on FanDuel at least it said you could do up to 7 teams
There you
with
go. So if you
those.
want to do maybe add a little chalk one to your parlay like that, feel free. Minus 425 for yes, plus 340 for no. I think that, Eagles with their track record and the talent most likely going to be a yes. Cowboy,
God damn
was
it.
there better ads on FanDuel?
For okay, I'm sorry. The White Sox just lost.
Yeah, I just got the notification.
All right, for which to make the playoffs?
Yeah, to make or miss the playoffs for the Eagles, were there better?
They're minus 400 to
Okay.
make. And I had Eagles minus 225. The Giants are plus 184. And the Commanders were plus 310, which don't even. Why would
Yeah.
you even put your money on that?
Yeah, exactly. Commanders, I had similar. Commanders at plus 300 on the nose. Uh, for them not to minus 370. So again, can you go with yes for the Eagles to make the playoffs and no for the
I
for the
say I
Commanders
hope.
to? I think if you do something like that, it might come out to still like minus 180 or something like that. So you still need to add something else to get some plus money. Yeah, Cowboys similar. Yes to make the playoffs was minus 215. No, plus 185. So again, if you're thinking utter catastrophe, go with the no. And then if you're thinking underdog Giants, yes, plus 160, or just like, it's Daniel Jones, no, minus 190 to not make the playoffs.
Hmm.
Seems about right. Seems like there's nothing out there that screams like, oh man, I should hop on that. No, just like I said, maybe if you just don't really believe in the Cowboys, maybe go with the no. But even then, they'll every time you don't want to believe in them, they come out. They just don't. They only don't show up in the playoffs, so they'll probably end up making the playoffs. Bet against them in the playoffs. That's
Yeah,
when you do
I
that.
don't know if they'll miss the playoffs, those teams. Again, I think you're just throwing money away if you bet
Yeah,
on the Eagles or the Cowboys to not make the playoffs.
yeah, that's fair to say. Yeah, that's one of those where you just might have to pay attention during the year. Just during
You
their
can
pre.
find something way better for your value for a plus like 300 bet for the
Oh yeah,
Eagles to
for
miss.
sure.
Like bet on someone to hit a home run or something.
Yeah, or there. I got a couple other fun props to get to as well in this one here. Uh, Starting off with some Eagles props. How about tell me how you like this one? If you think this one is good or not. Any player to have 15 rushing or 15 receiving touchdowns this year. So not a combination of both. They either have to have 15 rushing or hit the threshold of 15 receiving touchdowns. That's plus 350.
Wow.
I mean, they have a slew of running backs. DeAndre Swift can get in there a bunch of times. They can just pound it in at the one like they
They have
probably
a
will be doing
slew
every
of
single year.
receivers. They got
And now between AJ Brown, uh, Devontae Smith, no, I keep on wanting to say Quintus Cephas,
oh yeah, I forget they
Quez
did draft. Yeah,
Watkins.
they did draft someone. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe they also went ahead and got a wide receiver as well. I think that's all right. Like I said, between Hurts, even Hurts can slide in and get 15 rushing touchdowns. It's possible.
It's possible.
It's
Yeah.
possible. Just pounding in at the one. Like I said, it's they could do that every single time if they truly wanted to. And then speaking of rushing touchdowns, still on the Eagles to record a rushing touchdown in every single game this year plus 900. I leave you with that. I simply leave you with that. Did you want me to go through the rest of my props for the other teams, or did you have some Eagles props that you had?
I'll be honest, I did not write down any props. So
Okay, that's
if you
fine.
wanted to go, yeah, if you want to go through the other
All right,
ones.
yeah, sure thing. Maybe you can, if you want to, you can pull up one if they like. I only picked the ones that I felt truly that had any sort of chance, and honestly, not a lot of these were that good, or the value's just way off in my opinion. So, to be honest, beware. A lot of those numbers are off by a little more than they should be. Uh, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. I wish I could, but just on standby, I have everything set just in case I gotta go with the hotspot. Either way, The Cowboys prop I had teased in the beginning, if you remember, over under 13 and a half interceptions for Dak Prescott. I'm going to take over. It's at minus 110 either side. For the lulls, I'm going to take the over. Prove me wrong, Dak. Prove me wrong.
Hmm.
Giants regular season division wins. Here we go. Over 2.5 division wins, meaning they just need to, as long as they beat the Commanders twice and probably sneak one against the Cowboys. That's it right there. I got it at minus 140 for them to get 3 division wins this year. So fingers
That's a good
crossed.
one.
And then for this one as well, Daniel Jones over 575 rushing yards at plus 100. He had 700 last season under new management. It's the same coach, get the same routine. So maybe not that you can replicate, at least maybe hit that mark. So not the worst. We get some plus money. Just wanted to feel like I should share that with you as well. Finally, like you say, we've been staying clear of the Commanders for sure. Only because they bit me in the past. They've shot me in the past. Excuse me, Brian Robinson Jr. got shot in the past. Just things that I don't know. Like I said, just a bad taste in your mouth when you hear about the Commanders. Low scoring games, just disappointing things on every sort of sense. So we've been staying clear. However, for just being nice, being prepared, got a couple, just a few, just two props. Terry McLaurin over 4.5 receiving touchdowns at minus 110. He's had 5 in back-to-back seasons for the year prior, and then he had I think he opened with 9 in his or 7 or 9 in his rookie season. So overall, when you average it out, seems pretty good. So over 4.5 receiving touchdowns under under a new quarterback and Sam Howell most likely. But if Jacoby Brissett gets under quarterback, I'm pretty sure that'll be his number one target every single week. So I think that'll definitely be something to watch for as well. Finally, least amount of points scored. They are 6th favorite for this. They finished 9th last year in the least amount of points in the season. So I'm just something to consider. Plus 1,200 for them to finish with the least amount of points this year. And like I said, with a new quarterback, basically a repeat. No one new, no one exciting being added to the raw. Terry McLaurin's still good. Brian Robinson Jr. good. And then maybe if they get a complimentary dump off running back that they can go to, and Jahan Dotson, maybe a good sophomore season for Jahan Dotson, but overall, not thinking too highly of the Commanders offense this year. So plus 1,200 for them to finish with the least amount of points. I think, if I'm not mistaken, if you have any final thoughts, concerns on the NFC East, that might be the conclusion of this preview, and then we can go ahead and spin this wheel, and we can determine what division we're going to be talking about next. Do you have any, like I said, any final thoughts, concerns about the NFC East? Just maybe a quick result. You think you're leaning towards the Cowboys, between the Cowboys and Eagles, and then I got Eagles most likely the chalk, but throwing in the Giants as a close second or maybe outright winner, depending on some crazy things. I think that was about it. And then we're just staying clear of the Commanders. Don't even want to watch them really on TV. So that sounds about right. So 7 more weeks, 7 more divisions. We can go ahead and spin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And here we go. Spinning underway. I don't have the volume on, but that's okay. Just a little bit of glink. It missed the NFC North by a nose, my guy. So we're talking about the NFC South. Oh yeah. You know what? Let's just get this shit. Let's get this shit divisions out of the way as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean, the NFC East might not be the worst, but it
This
definitely isn't
one's
the
gonna
best.
be shit.
Definitely, yeah. So strap it in for, oh boy, the Saints, the Panthers, the Bucks, and who am I missing out? Who am I? Saints, the Panthers. It just
And the Falcons, right?
yeah, yep. Saints, Panthers, Falcons, Bucks. Oh, I want to throw up. That's who we got. Next week, we'll be talking essentially the same, talking props, who's going to miss the playoffs. Spoiler, I mean, one of them has to make the playoffs. We'll
They're
still,
all missing
they're
somehow.
somehow all going to miss. They all should miss, I think. that'll be that'll be fun to talk about. And of course, like I said, notable headlines, ad drops, anything else, anything you can bet on, we'll be talking about it for them in that little program. Got some other news notes around the league to get to. This was the big one. Big one for some. Others are also just considering they're like possibly a big whoop. So I'll throw it up to you. Big deal, little deal, no deal. DeAndre Hopkins signing with the Tennessee Titans.
No,
No deal.
this is a disgrace.
Oh man.
I'm disgusted. I don't know why. What are you thinking, Hopkins? The hell are you thinking, man? You could have went to any other team that could have had a chance of making the Super Bowl, maybe, and just took a little bit of a pay cut. But you have to. Why? You guys gone from the Texans to the Cardinals to now this. It just seems like he's been in shit after shit situation, and I think he'll still get maybe he'll still be a decent player this year. He'll get good stats and all that, but are they going to win anything? No. So
No.
it helps Derrick Henry. Maybe it opens up more opportunities for him again because he was kind of he was just kind of stuck last year in a horrible situation and no one was able to take the load off of him. So maybe Hopkins can help in that regard, but it's not going to help in the long run. And I don't know why he picked them, but he makes his own decision. So it's on him. But yeah,
Yeah, I was just trying to pull up just how much he's going to be. I think it was a $32 million deal over 2 years. So,
wow.
16. I mean, that's exactly why he was looking for the money. I was surprised. A lot of people are still surprised that he was able to get the amount of money that he was able to get. So 16 for 2 years with a ton of incentives and stuff like that. So, uh, he still obviously with that wants to work. But I'm with you in this idea that the Tennessee Titans will not be competitive in my mind. They'll do their best, but I try to convince myself, I truly try to convince myself that they were going to be good in some sort of way by adding DeAndre Hopkins, but it would be all fault. It would be all false hope. Honestly, it would just be just eating the poison cake or whatever. I don't know. I'm trying to make some analogy that isn't a thing. It's it's not going to be good. It's not going to be very good. It's not going to. It might not affect him in the sense that legacy wise or anything. It's not really going to help the team get better because the QB, that whole situation there, is absolute dog shit. It's just to put it lightly. You can't put it any other way. We've seen peak Tannehill. You're not going to get any better. That's where you're going to get. If anything, you're going to get a regression. We've seen that Malik Willis is a complete non-factor. He's not ready for the league. And then they have Will Levis. Uh, but I mean, throw him into the fire. A full go NFL season. I can't tell you. I can't tell you with full confidence that he would be the next Brock Purdy or in any sort of way like half of what any of these guys are going to be. So I can't tell you that this is going to be a good situation. He went and did it for the money. A lot of people are going to do that. Fine, not going to harp on you, but just kind of crazy that it was between what the Titans and the Patriots, and the Patriots said no. I don't want to say there's a red flag, but maybe it's just maybe the thing that the idea that the Patriots just don't spend as much. They don't go out for big high end free agents like this. They don't. I don't know. I could be one way or could be the other. Uh, yeah, I like I said, I'm in that same boat of what are you doing, Hopkins? You said you wanted to be competitive and you're not going to be competitive. So make me eat my words. This would have been, DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry on the same team would have been crazy 4 or 5 years ago. Is that? I mean, maybe it's insulting. You call it as it is, but they're both getting a little bit older. I mean, Derrick Henry's still going to be the workhorse. They're still going to give him the same feed, maybe even a little bit less now. But yeah, this is going to be good. This is not going to be good, actually. That's what I meant to say. It'd be good for him to get a little bit less of a workload, but overall, not going to be that AFC South is still going to be the Jaguars division to lose. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah. I guess bad on Trail. I'm not. Traylon Burks isn't the number one. I guess it'll be good for him just to learn from DeAndre
Yeah.
Hopkins or something like that. But yeah, just to get some feedback from that. I
Oh,
suppose. Yeah.
for sure.
Any other final lingering thoughts on Hopkins?
I wish him the best of luck in
Yeah.
Tennessee, man.
Yeah.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see how he ranks come fantasy wise. We'll see how that goes. Again, I can't think. I was thinking about that at work. I was thinking about hitting up the group chat, like, all right, boys, let's start thinking now, 2 months before we hit the 3 week, 2 week mark. Like, hey, can we meet for the draft? And then everyone's like, I can't do Thursday. I can't do
Yeah,
Sunday.
I
Can we
actually
do
was.
can we do Saturday from 2 p.m. to 3:05? I'm like, what? No, can we? We'll figure this out way before, so it'll be nice and relaxed. Don't have to fucking worry about a thing. If someone's got to go to work, we'll hit it 2 hours before that even happens. It'll be nice. God, I love
Yeah, I
fantasy.
was actually gonna message the chat soon. I've been waiting because I didn't know if I don't know if it's too close yet or
No,
not.
it's
But
never not too close. The season can end, and then we can already be talking about when we can schedule the next draft.
I feel
I
like it
wouldn't
is
care.
at a decent point now where it's about a draft is like about a month
Oh yeah,
away.
no, this is a
They,
sweet spot. I've been seeing a lot of
yeah.
the fantasy podcast coming back and getting back into my YouTube feed. They're getting into mock drafts and stuff like this is the time to get into stuff like that. So get into your mock drafts, start taking your notes, go buy the magazines or whatever you got to do. Keep up, or just yeah, like I said, some people buy the programs online and shit like that. Whatever you got to do, keep up. You got to play the fantasy.
Also, it's crazy. I'll see videos of people like drafting like now or they'll be
Yeah.
drafting like soon. Don't do that.
No, yeah, no, you definitely wait till middle preseason. I would say we wait till after preseason is completely done, even though it's usually the week before. It don't matter.
It depends. We usually do it near the end of August
Yeah,
around there.
exactly. Yeah, it's about the right
You
time.
just can't have to wait because the injuries. There's just injuries that always happen in
Yeah,
off
or your
season.
players get shot.
That was
It
that.
wasn't your fault, Brian. It wasn't your fault. It was mine. I should
It
have warned
literally
you.
happened the day you drafted him, right?
I think within the 30 minutes of it happening or breaking, I think that's what I heard. I mean, I took him in the last 2 rounds. Wasn't the I actually even ended up picking him back up at free agency later on in the year. So it was we'll see how it goes.
We love
In other
fantasy.
news, have you watched the quarterback show on Netflix?
No, I've seen the stuff about it, but I've seen it when I've gone on Netflix, but I've not watched it.
Okay,
I've
I'll keep it
seen some
light.
clips.
Yeah, I'll keep it light. Not gonna even do like a big review. I've only watched the first. I think I only watched the first 2 episodes. I don't want to even say this, even though because I'm a Hard Knocks guy. You know me. I've been talking about that, and even we got the New York Jets one coming up.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, the New York Jets announced that they could have went around this. They didn't even need to say this out loud. For the show, they're not going to be showing people getting cut. And
Ooh.
that's half of the show. Just kind of saying. Not that we want no one wants to see people getting fired. That's very cynical. It's very weird. It's very I don't know, so stuff like that. But that's you could have just what you could have completely avoided that. You could have done the whole season and not shown someone getting released. And no, probably half of I wouldn't have even noticed probably. So you brought that attention upon yourself. Just saying. A lot of people are saying, is this the downfall? Is this going to be the bad end of Hard Knocks? like I said, for me, it comes and goes. The seasons, some seasons are good, some seasons are bad, some seasons are better than others, so on and so forth. HBO, like we just mentioned earlier, they hit it out of the park no matter what. They make me care. They made me care about the Browns. They made me care about the Houston Texans a little bit. So stuff like that. Uh, so what I was gonna say, a long-winded version of that. I think this QB show might overtake Hard Knocks in some way, in the way that
Wow.
the
It was
drama, not
that good.
the drama, just the way that they're highlighting the guys. It just it shows the lower tier, middle tier, and then the top tier guy. Of course, they're highlighting Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota all throughout last season. Then, of course, spoiler alert, Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl, so you're going to get a pretty cool season ending, season finale. But just interesting insights from Kirk Cousins. He's just all football, so that's take that as for what you will. And then Marcus Mariota is so boring. So just like I said,
Hmm.
spoiler or whatever, you're gonna get into it later if you want to. That's
I
kind of
will.
that's kind of the what's going on so far. So it's cool. And I think hopefully if they do another season, they follow the same trend. Maybe they follow like Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or something like that, or Joe Burrow, and then a middle tier guy. So they go, or like a brand new rookie on the cusp of like trying to start or not, or like follow a guy like Baker Mayfield in that same sense. Where like, is he gonna start over a new rookie, or is he gonna get cut? Is he gonna
Hmm.
get cooked or something? I don't know. The possibilities are endless. So it's definitely the idea that it's number one on Netflix, that it has been these past couple weeks. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Maybe just another show to get into. Like I said, once we binge through Succession, I'll have to try and find something else.
How long is that? Is it only like 3 episodes or?
No, I think there's like eight or ten,
Oh
and
wow.
they run like the first one's like 50 minutes, but then the other ones are like 45, 40 minutes. I think the season finale might be back up to 50. Like I said, I'd only caught the first two. Um, but like I said, it was worth it. It kept my attention and whatnot. I wasn't playing Subway Surfer the entire time, so it was pretty good, pretty worth it. And the people that they got,
Awesome.
like I said, Patrick Mahomes is a good talk. Kirk Cousins is a good wholesome family man, and Marcus Mariota, he can talk, but he's just kind of boring. He's kind of a little boring. So maybe you can get a snack or something while he's talking. Either way, that seems pretty fun. Pretty, like I said, not gonna sports football in the air, loving it. However, we're gonna end with a little running back situation that's been taking everything by storm in these past couple days. Just the running backs feeling like Rodney Dangerfield, getting no respect. Tons of them just getting franchise tagged, just absolutely just feeling like just Russian hookers, just getting used up and tossed to the side. Yeah, these guys in particular, Saquon Barkley, we've been mentioning basically this entire episode, Tony Pollard earlier as well, and then Josh Jacobs, who, I mean, every
Probably had the
time,
best season of his life last year.
yeah, absolutely, without a doubt, and just getting tossed to the side, just getting tossed to the side, used up and just thrown away. Uh, I'm not really into the weeds or just I don't know the entire all the numbers off the top of my head. Of course, that popular Twitter notification or that Twitter post went around. A On Johnson, former Detroit Lions running back, posted it, quote retweeted or whatever. But that was the one, is the average running back salary compared to the kicker salary. And I'll agree with what our buddy said in our group chat. What Sebastian said. It's misleading, of course, because there's way more running backs in the league than there are kickers. Only 32, most likely only 32 place kickers per 32 teams, and then there's roughly anywhere between 3 and then maybe 5, 6 running backs on an active NFL roster. So, like I said, the numbers are hairy, but I think the whole point of that post wasn't to skew the numbers, but to just point out that the running back position far more important, far more snaps, but is getting paid average way less than a guy. Still important to the team, still, hitting key shots and game winning opportunities still for the kicker, but he's only out there potentially 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times in a game. So that's what I took away from it. Again, Sebastian, good point. Exactly what it was. Like I said, the numbers are off. It's meant to piss people off and just be like, well, kickers are making more than the running back. No, you got like exactly like what you just did, Sebastian. Do the numbers. When you do the math, that makes the sense that the 32 starters on there are that average is going to be far more than the average kicker. But then you also got to consider, these guys aren't Iron Man. They're gonna go down, and when the replacement running back is still making what, probably $4, $5, $6 million less than the starter, and then they're asked to do the exact same thing, probably even get more reps in that potential game because there's no replacement behind him. He was the replacement. He's the guy. So, like I said, maybe I'm just rambling on here and whatnot, but like exactly what it was. We're all on the same side. We're on the running back side here. They're getting cooked. They're getting screwed. They're getting looked over for exactly what it is. They're getting what, if they're a good superstar running back, they're getting the ball 20 to 25 times a game, and then like I said, they're just used up, wrapped up, and just most likely hurt more than the other guys. The injury risk is higher than any other, I would think. So yeah, what were your thoughts? Because you were the one that wanted to bring this up. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully I didn't take away any other talking points that you had.
No, I mean you brought up great points, but I mean, yeah, it's exactly what I was thinking. It's the running backs aren't respected anymore. I mean, I don't know. I guess I don't really know when they were, but I guess they're
Definitely in
starting.
the '80s, baby.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse and worse. This is the last person that signed a 10+ mil a year contract was Nick Chubb, and it was like 700 plus days ago. So like over 2+ years
Yeah,
since a running back has even gotten 10 million a year, 10 million plus a year, which is, I mean, I feel like
that's still on the lower end of averaging salaries just across like the entire like sports spectrum. Like that's like, again, for the risk and then
yeah,
all the
that's
touches that they're gonna get. A guy like Saquon, who is probably the heart and soul of the Giants, you take him away, they're only winning maybe 3 or 4 games. They're just going to be in the basement. They're
the
forever.
running backs are blocking, running. They're doing their every play. They're fucking working their ass off. Which the wide receivers they do that stuff too, but not as
Wide
much as the
receivers take
running back.
plays off. I'm going to be out. I don't care.
Yeah, that's true. The
I'll
running
say
back.
that as playing it even in just in from pee wee to high school. What, the wide receivers are lazy. I don't give a fuck.
Cool.
They're all skinny. They all think just because they're fast they can take a break. No, fuck you. Get out there and block, pussy. I'm
Mm,
sick and tired of it. You know who
yeah,
you are. Yeah.
the
Yeah,
running backs are working their ass off the whole game, and yeah,
absolutely.
they don't get paid as nearly as much as even wide receivers. Some of the best wide receivers. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pay him. It's absolute bullshit. And then exactly, just, I mean, I'm pro running back. That's year after year. That was just that was my go-to in fantasy. You got to take the best running backs. You take the best running backs. You take the workhorse. Do that every single time. It's just a shame that they're not getting them as much respect as you want them to. And just, yeah, it's just, I guess it's dumb. It sucks. Definitely just have to be something that is going to have to be raised, talked about in their NFL player association meetings or whatnot. They're going to have to somehow bring up the floor of just either the average salary has to go up for every player or just actually just the running back in particular. I don't know. I don't know how that's going to have to be, legal terminology. Sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo that I'm too stupid to understand. So, uh, that unfortunately will have to be the solution. They'll just have to figure it out in the paperwork in the office and not on the field. So yeah, I guess People are saying, do they sit out? Is that the solution? I don't know. I feel like it hurts them in the sense that one, they're not going to get paid, and just one less year to maybe go out there and show stuff that they can do. It gives them the opportunity to just be healthy and whatnot and focus on other stuff. But yeah, it's just I don't know, to sit out, to hold out. It always doesn't go well. I mean, we just see when with Le'Veon Bell and shit like that, that doesn't always pan out to what it's supposed to be. Sometimes you lose out on money. I don't know. Unfortunate
Yeah.
situation for sure. Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts just on that, on any football in general? Because we got just a quick wrestling, and we can wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah, I'm all good on all that.
Cool. Alrighty, just to get into the wrestling, just honestly, really quick. I'm just gonna breeze through everything. If you got a comment, concern, feel free. Don Callis attacked at TripleMania 31. Just just really cool. Yeah, brought down after what Kenny Omega was getting heat, or Takeshita was hitting him on the field. Then some comes in Don Callis. On comes a fan. It's still real to them, damn it. That's all I gotta say for sure. Passionate, but you're gonna be going to the slammer, and of course, I don't know what goes down, but Mexican prison sounds worse than American prison. I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, it's
uh
probably not fun.
yeah, it's just not probably. Yeah, I don't know, haven't been to either, so I can't really yet. Still time. Knocking on wood. uh uh
There's
yeah, it
no
doesn't
wood.
sound fun either way. Like I said, I appreciate the passion in the fan, but not, you got to think with your head, kiddo. Anything, even though Don Callis is an asshole, we can't just do that.
I'd
We live in a
fight him.
society. You'd fight him.
No, this fan just couldn't help himself.
Yeah, no.
But he's
His intrusive thoughts won. Is that what they always say? Yeah.
now he can infinity pool himself or something.
Oh yeah, there you go. They're in a different city. Uh yeah, I gotta get into that one again. Man, that's I said that wasn't worth a rewatch. I might rewatch it. Uh another one, Ian Riccaboni signing a multi-year deal with AEW. Love it. Great work on the mic. One of the better ones that they have just on commentary throughout all wrestling right now. So get him in my ear as much as possible, not only on Ring of Honor shows, but bring him to anything and everything that is AEW. Put him on Collision. A lot of people are asking to be already to replace Kevin Kelly. Uh, I don't know. I'm 50-50. He can't get Andre El Idolo right, and I kind of laugh and I kind of I kind of cringe every time now. So I can't make heads or tails. Anything on Ian Riccaboni? You like him, love him, hate him?
Yeah, I mean, I like him. Fuck yeah. Keep it going.
Hell
Keep him
yeah.
on the airway.
There you go. Wholesome guy. He's a good family guy. Good follow on the Instagram. Finally had to give the flowers, have to give our praise. I mean, I literally watched this on Saturday night. I stood up and clapped in my house. I could not
Wow.
believe it. FTR versus Bullet Club Gold was an absolute masterpiece. I could go through everything, but we'd be sitting here for another 58 minutes, just as long as the match was. Absolutely amazing. And every time that I was just going, they're like, "Oh, they'll finish. That'll be the finish." I'm like, "Wow, it's been 25 minutes and the first fall hasn't even happened yet." So I was like, "All right, we're in for a good one. We're in for a long haul." And they kept up with it. So, I mean, shout out to FTR. Shout out to Jay White and Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson. Everyone's saying CM Punk show. Nope. Do the math. Juice Robinson has been on your TV screen on AEW Saturday nights more than anybody by far.
Huh.
Check the numbers. I think he's at like 3 hours already or something crazy.
Wow.
Either way, tons of screen time. They brought the house down. I would have loved to have been in that building during that time. Still, they gave Calgary. I think they were still in Canada, but I think it was Calgary. They gave Bret the Hitman Hart's hometown fucking masterpiece.
Wow.
David Benoit got to enjoy the front. He got more screen time than Lance Archer has all fucking year long. Yeah, exactly. Don't hate on him. Just don't hate on him. Let him live his life. He's had it hard enough time as it is. So people writing online about all that stuff. took away from a great show. Don't worry about all that fluff. Worry about this amazing, amazing match. Still on my DVR. I would have loved to have caught it again before the show just to reminisce, but did not have the time, unfortunately. So please, if you haven't already, take the time. Watch Collision that happened. I'm going to try and just bring it up. Collision was the 15th July 15th edition of Collision. Go ahead, watch it back for an absolute classic in the beginning. You will not be uh disappointed. Disappointed. Not another word, but I'm running on fumes. I got nothing left in me. So I think that's about a good time to wrap this bad boy up. I think that's go home with something good. Like I said, go home, go watch FTR versus Bullet Club Gold. Killed it. False finishes. They did everything they could. Even when you thought that it was all over, they gave you more. So FTR, Bullet Club Gold, top guys got the dub. They retain, and we're gonna be most likely, I don't know, whoever wins that tag team championship tournament. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if it's gonna be Adam Cole and MJF, or we'll see.
They'll win.
Yeah, okay. It'll be fun. It'll be cool. Against them. Give FTR versus anybody. I don't care. Either way, good time to wrap this bad boy up. Episode 27 in the books. Thank you so much for tuning in. Alan, for taking your notes. Troy, for tuning in as always. Always enjoy the talks. And like I said, he'll be getting to us with the Kentucky talk, Kentucky updates as the time comes. Let's see. Check us out here. Subscribe. Follow us on the Twitter, everything else in between. Going live on Fridays, so go to twitch.tv/SportsTownShy for all and everything else. Going to be doing a Dark Side Ring review on Abdullah the Butcher. That one already is crazy. He's giving hepatitis C to people because he doesn't clean his fucking blades. A dirty Abdullah the Butcher.
What?
Yeah. So gonna be deep diving into that one. Probably some other fun stuff on that Friday show. Tune in. Everything else, thank you as always. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll see yous. And woohoo.